Hi, it's Tracy and Sarah here. Welcome to another episode of Tell Me How You're Mighty. Real talk about cheating. And today we're going to do stupid shit cheaters say. And Sarah, there's so much stupid.
Oh my goodness. There are so many to choose from, aren't there?
It,
And the really sad thing is, though, is that I think a lot of us will have heard variations of these themes
oh,
and
yeah.
the very same things said in different ways and in different degrees of either anger or feeling sorry for themselves or trying to justify their carry on. There is a cheater handbook which includes all of these.
Yes. There was a lot of repetition, and yet some of them are just so special. We'll just say they're special. Yeah. And yeah, I yeah, there were so many to choose from. It was hard to pick the stupidest, but we're just gonna jump right in, okay? First one is from
Okay.
Cheryl.
The stupidest thing Klutzak said was, "You and Schmoopy have so much in common. You'd get along. I think you'd be friends if you met her. You'd really like her." And my jaw just dropped. I just wanted to say, "No, I don't actually go around fucking other people's husbands, so I don't think we have that much in common at all." Anyway, that was up there. That might not have been the stupidest. There, I've got a list of them, but that was up there.
Okay, did you ever get this one? You and the other woman, you have so much in common. If it were any other circumstances, you guys could be like best friends.
I did have that, yeah. You'd like her. Of course you'd like her.
You would
Because
like her.
she likes me. And you all like me. And I'm what you've got in common. I mean, that's what that's all about, isn't it, really?
Yes.
You'd like her because I like her, because she likes me, and you like me. And I'm at the center of all of this.
Yeah.
So it's all one joyful liking of me. That's
Yeah,
what it
it's the
means.
fuckwit fan club, right?
It doesn't mean that you have to, yeah, it's like if you're in the ABBA fan club or something, you've got so much in common because you all like ABBA. And it's exactly that same philosophy. It doesn't really matter whether you are poles apart. The fact that you both like him or her, that
Mhm.
makes you a joyful combination.
Yeah, and it also just goes to show that you are all interchangeable. Nobody is special. Because can you imagine him saying this to the affair partner too? You would really like my wife. I mean, oh my God, if I wasn't fucking you, like, you guys just would have so much in common, right? I mean, it's a way to put both people off balance and make them do the pick me dance. Also, as you said, it's patently moronic and narcissistic. But yeah, oh my
I
God.
think most of us will have heard those utterings, though.
Yes.
So
Okay.
that's top of the list there. Right, let's go on to the second one.
During a conversation when I was trying to understand what happened and still in the reconciliation mode, he said to me, "I tried to stop seeing her, and if I had stopped seeing her, you would have never known I had an affair." Yep, you're right. I wouldn't have known. Didn't make it right. Wish I'd said that at the time. I was too dumbfounded to know what to say.
Oh, the problem here is discovery. It's not that he was screwing around, it's that she found out about it. And, the problem is that he got sloppy. She found out, right? And you never would have
So the
known.
problem again, it's not the cheating, it's her
Yeah,
behavior and finding out. So blame shifting, classic blame shifting. This I would have stopped if you hadn't found me. So it's your fault. That is quite a remarkable bit of master manipulation that's going on there.
yeah. And you never would have known. I mean, do you have Scooby Doo in the UK? That's always
Yes, I love Scooby Doo.
yes, it's the villain saying you meddlesome kids. I would have gotten away with it too if it weren't for you.
I do love the fact that you brought Scooby Doo into a cheating environment. That makes me happy.
It is the Scooby Doo excuse. It's the Scooby Doo excuse. We're going to give it a name.
This
Okay.
is the kind of level that these work on, though. This is sort of cartoons aimed at children. This is the kind of level of their reasoning and their behavior, really.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, damn you, he found out. Okay. In a similar vein, we have from Stacy. I didn't mean for this to happen.
Oh, the stupid things cheaters say. I got the usual ones like, I love you, but I'm not in love with you. And I didn't mean for this to happen, as if he just fell down and fell into someone else. But my favorite and least favorite one by far was, I just don't like the sound of your voice. The sound of your voice makes me want to jump out of a window. That was the whole reason to justify why he couldn't be with me anymore, because of the sound of my voice.
Like, he just has no idea how it could have happened. And that, but followed up with that he hates the sound of her voice and that it makes him want to jump out of a window. To which I say, do it forthwith. Just jump out the window. Let's be done with you, you know? Yeah, blame
I
shift.
always find that staggering as well when people say, I didn't mean for this to happen, as if you're sort of a bit part player in somebody else's master manipulation, as if there's someone above controlling your behavior, as if you have no charge of your own behavior at all. You can just drift into a
Yes,
relationship, which actually requires quite a lot of lying and deceit
sure.
and
Yeah, it takes a lot of
behavior.
executive functioning, right?
Yeah, it relies the level of organization. A lot of chiefs just don't apply to their own ordinary life, that they managed to apply to this a secret double life that they have that they didn't mean to happen because it
Right.
just happened without their consent.
A nebulous cloud just descended upon them and they had an affair, you know? It happens, right? Who among us?
What else have we got then?
Okay, this one was pretty twisted from Ruby.
Father Steve says I didn't cheat on you because I didn't have sex. Sex is for a man and a woman, and if it's two men, there's no possibility of procreation, so therefore it isn't sex. And if it isn't sex, it isn't cheating. Father Steve was his schmoopy.
Whoa. I mean, did you see the plot twist that Father Steve was the schmoopy?
It's this is a staggering
Ah, wow.
staggering bit of reasoning here. I don't even know how to
Exactly.
pick this really.
It's just gobsmacked. Right, because what are you going to choose from? We have it's not sex because there was no procreation. Okay, so he didn't have sex. He had some other something with Father Steve. He did Bible study. I don't know what they were doing, but it wasn't sex because two men can't have a baby, so it didn't count. I don't,
I just think there's nothing you can say to that really. I think that alone it speaks for itself. There is no analysis. There's nothing further to add.
no, you got to
It's
run away from
a
that.
ludicrous piece of reasoning that has gone on there.
Yeah, and maybe drop a tip to the diocese that Father Steve is committing spiritual abuse and other things. Um, okay, so then we got a ton of social media submissions for this, and we're going to have Beowulf read them. And I have broken them into subcategories of mindfuckery here. All right.
Sad sausage. Maybe I don't know how to love.
Sarah, can you imagine the sad kitten voice this was set in? Maybe I don't know how to love.
Oh dear. It does. It sounds like the opening to some 60s hit, doesn't it, really? And it
Maybe.
actually does sound like the opening line to a long and extensive array of justification, whining, possibly a bit of crying,
A
a
little
little bit of
quivering
hand
lip.
wringing.
Yeah. And of course, again, it's that manipulation, right? It's they're goading you into some kind of response, and she totally pegs it here that what he wants is for her to go, "Oh, let me love you harder. Let me show you what love is. You know, let me do the pick me dance. Let me try to win you back." And instead, she called him out on it for being stupid. So well done.
This is it though, isn't it? Sometimes it takes a while to get to that point, and they give you a little bit of an opening, a little bit of an opportunity to demonstrate, for you to take control, for you to show them how to love, for you to take responsibility. and for you to feel sorry for them. And that is, again, so common in this world.
Oh, totally. Well, I call it the three channels of mindfuckery. This one's self-pitying, and I have a sad kitten little meme that I like to, when people send me these things that I use. Yeah, it's just they're timid forest creatures and they need comforting, and their feelings are just very delicate and you can't really approach them right now. It's a very sensitive time.
We're still in the sad sausage category, aren't we, at the moment?
Yes. So our next sad sausage submission, say that 3 times fast, is
I never wanted this. You're the one who is choosing to tear our family apart.
you're the baddie, Sarah. You're the one who is choosing to tear our family apart. He never wanted this.
This reminds me of when I finally got wise, and I got a divorce lawyer involved in
Mhm.
the antics of my, and the divorce papers arrived, and he went, "It's not me that's broken the marriage vows, it's
What?
you. It was supposed to be for better or for worse, and so you were supposed to stick me," and we had tears. And this reminds me of this. This again, it's not me with my terrible
Right.
behavior. You, look what you've done.
How dare you impose a consequence? What is
What are
this?
you thinking of?
Like you're protecting yourself? What? I mean, yeah, I know. They're always so surprised. It's the whole fuck around and find out, they found out and now they're not happy. And
You're supposed to refer to earlier submissions that have come in, the I didn't mean this to happen, I
mm,
didn't know how to love. You're supposed to be busy trying to work it all out. You're not supposed to be. You're not supposed to
yeah,
be tearing families apart. You're
I
supposed
mean,
to be trotting around trying to keep them together.
right.
He or she is the person that is supposed to be having all the fun and not worrying about the consequences. How dare you
How
suggest
dare you?
that there should be any of you taking back the control?
Right. Well, and see again, it cues a sad sausageness. I mean, I never wanted this. This isn't what I wanted. So what did you want? You wanted cake. You wanted your affairs and you wanted your spousal appliance and you wanted both, right? I
Exactly.
mean,
You
it's
want your
what they
exciting
want is
double
never
love.
questioned. It's always you have to assume their entitlement is natural and you must kowtow to it.
Now we're moving on to a new category now, aren't we?
Yes, it's not really cheating.
It's not really cheating. If you do the math, I spent more time with you than all other women combined. Why don't I get credit for all the times I wasn't cheating? Why do you only focus on the negative?
I really like this submission because I got almost the exact same thing said to me, which was, Tracy, it didn't take that much time, which, think about his lovemaking. I mean, it's like, but as if cheating was an issue of time management. And that's what this guy's saying. Do the math. I spend more time with you.
Right, and get praise for the time that you weren't cheating,
Oh,
and that
yes.
yeah, and don't be so negative. And well, really, honestly.
I
So that
know.
means so be grateful for the offerings that you get. Don't worry what people are up to when they're not with you, because that's really none of your business. Because if you
Right.
So there should be some sort of time. There should be a time and motion study, a timesheet, maybe a logging in and out. I don't know what's expected here.
A punch card. I think you need a punch
Yes,
card, every time you clock your hours.
right. So you've done 4 hours with me, so you can go off and have, I don't know, not 4 hours because that wouldn't be equal or fair, but you could go and do 2 hours of cheating in response in because you've done your four. Honestly,
It's
the
crazy.
logic,
Community service.
the weird workings of this particular mind. It's really not worth delving into, is it?
Well, okay, except I would point out one thing, which is that you can do something really destructive in a second, right? You can fire a gun, you can, put poison in someone's drink. I mean, harm has nothing to do with how long it takes to do it. It's not murder because I did it over 2 days versus 20 minutes. I mean, it's so stupid. It's such a deflection of what's going on. I mean, it is an ultimate form of gaslighting, right? It's not really cheating. It didn't take that long.
I didn't think it was cheating because it wasn't emotional. Who knows? Maybe we'll get back together in a few years. All roads lead back to you.
This was just a purely sort of physical thing. there was no emotional connection, and so therefore it's not cheating.
Yeah, right. You actually see this in some reconciliation literature, believe it or not, that and it's usually always men, but if they go to prostitutes, that you can work with that because they're just buying sex and they weren't like emotionally entangled with somebody. They were just purchasing people, perhaps trafficked people, and rating them on Amazon purchases, and really, no harm, no foul. I just kind of staggered by that. And also the whole entitlement that, look, I didn't care about them. I just bought them. And so you and we can still get together, right? It's not over. All roads lead to you.
Yeah, it's like nipping off to not off to the shop to buy some milk. That's kind of what they're reducing it down to. Just a transactional thing, non-emotional thing, another thing that they needed. And just staggering again, that lack of emotional maturity.
Yeah, or just, awareness of what it takes to be a partner.
It's not like I'm an axe murderer. My reply, way to set the bar high.
I am not an axe murderer. I am.
Right, okay, so you're not an axe murderer. So you can do
What are
whatever you
you?
like as long as you don't go around murdering people with axes. Any other behavior is perfectly acceptable as long as you're
Right.
not doing any kind of murdering. That's a good way, that's a good way of teaching morals, isn't it, really? Nice
Yeah.
example to set to the kids. You do what you like, just don't murder people, it'll be all right.
Don't murder them with axes. He didn't like, there may
Yeah.
be other methods that are perfectly acceptable. I don't know, but it's not cheating. I mean, I got that too. I mean, I think we all got some version of it, It's not like I'm Hitler. It's not like I'm, whatever. It's not like I drowned kittens. Yeah, it's a bitch cookie.
Right,
Okay.
okay, so justify your shoddy behavior with behavior that's worse,
Yeah,
the offensive
right.
behavior of all,
You
and that makes it all okay.
right, you should settle for that. I'm not an axe murderer, right? You could be married to an axe murderer. You should be grateful.
It's just sex. You need to elevate yourself to a more intellectual level.
So that implies that you are in some way inferior because you can't elevate yourself to these dizzy intellectual heights.
Yes. Well, that is the Esther Perel position, right? It's just they were having an exuberant quest of aliveness, and you failed to enchant, and you're just too unsophisticated to understand this. That needs weren't being met, and they had to go out and, get over it, chump. I mean, it's just sex, right? And whether it's sex that you bought or sex that you went out, it's just sex. It's another way of saying there's no emotions, right? It's just a bodily function. You're not going to leave me because I poop. Like, why would you leave me because I had sex with somebody? Yeah, oh my God. And the minute you find yourself having to explain to someone basic moral conduct, like you're losing. It's time to go, right? You can't be explaining to people how to behave or, ugh, I would leave them for the whole condescension.
Yeah, absolutely. It's again, it's that kind of blame shifting. You need to, you need to look at yourself, think about your reaction to this and there really is a common theme here. It's
Yeah.
that, never mind what I've done. Some people are axe murdering. Some people are, on a lower intellectual level than me. It's all that kind of weird blame shifting, trying to shift the focus from the actual behavior itself.
Right. And it's also a way to make them a prize. Look, I'm an intellectual, also not an axe murderer. And all roads, if you play your cards right, Sarah, you could have me again.
Oh,
We don't
what
need
an
to have this
opportunity.
ended between us. I don't understand what this divorce is that you're talking about here. Like, I never wanted that. Yeah.
No, breaking up the happy family. How dare you? Now we now move on to another category here, don't we?
Yes. The other woman comes in peace.
The other woman comes in peace. Hey, she's rooting for us as a couple.
Okay. In what way is she rooting for us as a couple then? If she, that is just,
By blowing your husband that way.
yeah. I mean, how does that work then? Rooting for us as a couple. I can't in any way see how you could get to that line of reasoning as someone that you're having an affair with. Where does this
It
all come
actually
from?
comes up a lot. I've seen versions of this many, many, many times, and it's this kind of it's a wolf in sheep's clothing thing. It's like, oh, you have nothing to fear from her. She's not a threat. She wants the best for us as a couple. In fact, I go to her, we talk about our marriage, and she gives me like really great insights. I mean, like it's that kind of mindfuckery.
Do you know, you see this sometimes in a paper we have here, the Daily Mail. You quite often see
Yeah.
some sort of scantily clad pictures in the paper going, I'm the other woman that has saved numerous marriages. That's what I'm all about. I'm not about breaking up marriages.
Oh,
I'm about,
Lord.
because, and the line of reasoning generally tends to be is, look at the boring grey wife that they were having. And I provided a little bit of excitement. And because I provided excitement, then they stayed.
Right. Yes, it's the whole you failed to enchant jump. Right. And again, they're on a higher plane. The other woman, maybe she could teach you some sex tricks, some ways to spice it up in the bedroom to keep your man. And she's rooting for you. You know?
Oh,
I,
dear.
yeah. Oh my God. It's again, it's so condescending. It's so manipulative and weird. And to our theme today, stupid, that just get away, get away, get away. Okay, we have another other woman who comes in
I
peace.
find this one staggering. I just find this level of behavior just, how could anybody think that? Well, go and explain, Tracy. Explain what went on here.
Oh, explain? Okay, well, um, so the cheating husband forwards the greeting from the other woman, and that she tells the chump that she hopes she appreciates what a wonderful man that she has. And they're trying to reconcile their marriage. And she essentially gets this like character endorsement from the affair partner. Oh, he's really great. Essentially, the other woman is committing her pick me dance to writing. This is not a letter to the chump. This is a letter to the fuckwit. Like, I still think you're dreamy. Oh, I know that your wife doesn't appreciate you, but I do. I see the specialness that is you.
So how was this supposed to work out then? So this individual then forwards that on to his wife.
Yeah. Well,
Look,
he's
look at this endorsement of me. And how does he think that's going to play out? That they're going to go, oh yeah,
well,
yeah,
I think he thinks it's
says
going to
that.
play
And
out.
so that's absolutely right.
She's going to pick me dance. That's what he wants her to do. Look, the other woman, she thinks I'm great. Like, don't you think I'm great? I have an endorsement. You know?
Yeah.
I know it's so narcissistic. It's so batshit, but that's why we collect these to share, to point and laugh, so that you all feel better. Like, you're not the
Well,
only.
actually, I think that all the ones that we've had so far would actually fit into the next category, which is the patently moronic. I mean, pretty much all of these
Yeah.
fit into that category, but these are in a special subsection all of their own.
The patently moronic. What was I thinking when I wanted to invite hot 20-year-olds to the pool on our anniversary vacation? I don't know. I guess I'm just a party boy.
I guess I'm just a party boy. That's why I invite hot co-eds or whatever, on their anniversary vacation. I mean, like, and then the fact he's a church deacon, right? That's just sort of the cherry on the top.
So a party boy who happens to be sort of 20 odd years older than his
Yes.
party colleagues and doesn't fancy partying with people of a similar age or maybe other couples or something, fancies partying with people significantly younger.
Young enough to be his daughters.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. So only really, it might be a party boy, but only with specific people. So not going, say, to a retirement home to have parties with 50-year-olds, having parties with 20-year-olds because he's such a wild party animal.
Right. He's not playing pin the tail on the donkey. He's not having a children's party, right? He just wants, hot young women at his anniversary party. I mean, what, and also just how humiliating for it to be his chump. Like, here you are celebrating your anniversary with presumably other people, So this is going on in front of an audience, and your husband is checked out, with the hot young things. That's just, ugh. It's ugh on many.
But maybe again, this is referring to the other woman comes in peace, and the greetings that were forwarded on. This is again, maybe those hot 20-year-olds were there to remind you what a magnificent beast and a party animal your husband is, because they're providing that endorsement. Look, I could have them, but I'm with you on our anniversary vacation while
Look,
they're
I
up
think what these 20-year-olds were thinking, it's been a long time since I was 20, but I think where my brain would have gone at 20 is like, hey, here's a middle-aged couple inviting me over for free beer and snacks with my friends, and we're all just going to go hang out in the pool. And oh, he's a little creepy. You think he's creepy? I think he's creepy. That's later, but after you had your snack, it was be totally transactional. I think that's what the young people are thinking. I don't think they are in the least, but this guy's going to imagine that he's a party boy, they love him, and hey.
I did it to save our marriage.
You hear that over and over again.
Well, okay, in fairness, Sarah, there's a lot of bullshit out there in the reconciliation industrial complex that cheating makes your marriage stronger and better. So, of course, they're going to use this line of bullshit. I did it to save our marriage. I had to fuck around to make it better. Now we can have a stronger, better, more improved marriage because I cheated on you. I mean, this is the foundational myth of the RIC. I hate it. I'm like, I did it to save our marriage. Yeah. And of course, then if you divorce them, you're not saving the marriage. You're not in it. You're not committed.
No, refer back to the earlier submission of you've broken up our family. All this work that went into trying to save the marriage. And then what do? You get involved with the divorce solicitors and you wreck it.
Yeah.
All this lovely toiling so hard to save the marriage. And then how rude,
How dare
cheeky,
you?
how upsetting.
How dare you? There he is trying to save your marriage by fucking randos. And what do? You call a solicitor. How could you? How could you do that?
She just attacked me in my truck. What was I supposed to do?
Again, to the narcissism. I wasn't doing anything, Hey, I don't know how this happened. I just minded my business.
That just happens all the
Horny
time,
woman.
It
just
that
came on to
happens
me.
all the time. Men in their trucks, women just can't help themselves.
They can't.
It's an occupational hazard when you're in a truck, isn't it? Really.
What do they do? They like rip the doors off like Hulk. Go in there, grab that cowboy. I mean, like, what are they doing with those trucks? Those men, they're just. That's why they have gun racks, right? To protect them from the horny women that might attack them. I
want to know what the answer to that would be. What was I supposed to do? I'm intrigued to know where this conversation went next with that staggering.
What was he supposed to do? I love that. She's supposed to write a script. Again, if you're explaining, you're losing. If you're explaining to them, what you're supposed to do is go, no, I'm married. Like, stay away, horny seductress. Yeah.
Was it just in the truck that he was attacked, or were there other areas where he was equally vulnerable to sort of these rampant women?
I don't think they're attacking Buick sedans. No, I don't think that's happening. I don't think if you're in like a Mini Cooper that women are going after you.
Okay.
I don't really know because I don't believe it's a thing. So.
I cheated because you stopped ironing my shirts.
How dare you stop ironing his shirt? That's a fundamental appliance role.
Yes.
The ironing element of things.
She's a malfunctioning appliance. And my also thought is, I don't know where you live, sir, but do you not have a dry cleaner? Like, could you not drop your clothes off at a laundromat and get them?
Or here's a novel idea. Why not get the iron out yourself and iron your own shirts? Because I suspect that would take significantly less effort than trotting around having an affair, which involves an awful lot of time and energy. And I would imagine the time and energy involved in the affair is significantly greater than just getting an iron out and ironing the odd shirt.
I think the other woman has an iron and she's ironing his shirts and going, I
Right.
do this so much better than your wife. Give me that laundry. Let me show you. And then she's loading it up in his pickup truck and they run off together.
All those neatly ironed shirts. How
Yeah,
magnificent.
yeah. How could you? How could you be so malfunctioning, you wife appliance, you?
I just wanted to see what would happen.
And apparently he conducted this experiment for what, 5 years? Like, I didn't know what would happen. So I just wanted to find out.
I just wanted to see what would happen. Yeah, that's an interesting response, isn't it? I just wanted to. Well, what did you think would happen?
Um,
What are you imagining? What kind of different scenarios are you coming up with in this?
well, I think I just want to see what would happen. I'd be like, here's a divorce summons. That's what happened. There you go. Like, you wanted to see? Now you know. Like, I think what he thought is he'd get away with it. That's what I thought he'd
Right.
think.
Or you'd get a better shirt ironing service.
Yeah,
Your wife might become friends with the other woman because they get on so incredibly well. Your marriage might become stronger because
yeah,
that's what it's all about. You can interlink all of these.
right. Into one big fuckwit combo plate of like I don't know what they were thinking, but we have so much more stupid for you. So we will bring back more stupid shit cheaters say. And if you want to send us a message or a voicemail, we love your voice messages. It's speakpipe /chump lady if you want to send us a voicemail, or you can do it at our website too. See you next week.